So, Project Lambo is here with a quick podcast. I'm here with Funsho, the CEO, and we're here basically to have a few questions answered about how we are doing the whole transition from Web 2 to Web 3, and also pretty much give an insight of where Project Lambo is heading and why Project Lambo started. So, that being said, Funsho, why is it that you started Project Lambo?
Well, where do I start? I think the main reason is because of my passion for gaming. I've been a gamer since I was 8 years old. I had a Commodore 64, I've had Amstrad, I've had even the plug-in to the television, one controller, one button type games where things are moving up and down, and I've had everything that's in between. And I'm a lot older now, 41 years old, I've got 3 children, they're 14, 16, 19 years old, I still play video games with them today. And I think it was the transition that I've seen from myself having all my friends come round, we sit down, we plug our controllers in, play Street Fighter, Pro Evo, Soccer, all of these amazing games. And you knew where you stood, you know these people, you hang around with them, you go to the park and play football with them, and then they go home, And the way that it is today, yes, you've got everything interconnected globally, but kids are actually isolated a lot more than people realise, they're on their own, they've got a headset on, they're in their bedroom. As a parent, you think that, they're fine, they're just playing computer games with their friends. But the reality is that that's not the case for a lot of kids that are out there, and adults as well. And in my daughter's case, it was the fact that she was bullied at school and isolated from her friend group, which was bad enough for her to have to experience, and for me as a parent. But massively what it was for me was when she came home and wanted to play her favourite video games. So she loved Fortnite, she loved Roblox, they were her 2 favourite games. And when she was going online, these people that were bullying her at school were also joining parties and being even more mean. Unfortunately, people are actually even worse when they're online than when they're to your face,
Sure.
And she really suffered. And as a result, I just thought to myself, what can be done to try and help make a safer space for these kids? Now, you've got options. You can say, they're not playing the computer anymore. Okay. And then they're going to hate you, right?
Yeah.
But it's where can they go and play where they're not going to be feeling like a victim in certain scenarios. There is grooming that's taking place, there's racism, there's foul language, there's bullying, and these things lead to, unfortunately, some really serious problems in younger adults and children.
For sure.
So, me, I've always been a technology guy. I love it, latest phone, latest TV, whatever it is. And Bitcoin, when it caught my eye, I just thought, this is going to revolutionize the world. Years later, I'm helping people to understand how to get involved in crypto, blockchain technology, providing courses, information, trying to help people understand this amazing advancement in technology and how they can make money, how they can get involved.
Yes.
And just got to a point where I just could see from sci-fi movies I was watching and the advancement of technology that really it was going to become this whole Ready Player One future.
Yes.
Okay. And if you haven't seen the movie, you've got to watch the movie because that's what's coming. And for me, it was like, okay, the metaverse, game finance, play to earn, free to play, all these things started coming out, and I was looking at, okay, what have people done? Where have they gone wrong? What was great? What wasn't so great? And we've obviously helped a lot of people as well to get into crypto from a development standpoint. We've really developed crypto, and people start asking questions. How do I accept crypto? How can I create NFTs? How can I launch my own token? We've helped a lot of people and got to a point where it's like, do you know what? Let's build something ourselves. Yeah. And we looked at it and went, right, okay, what is it we're passionate about? What is it that we want to make a difference with? And that was it for me. That's the big why.
Yeah, I feel like a key question that I'd like to ask yourself, because it's a question that I think, because obviously being a massive part of Project Lambo as well, is what actually differentiates Project Lambo from other projects?
There's so much. Look, the AI element straight away for me is game changing. Excuse the pun, but it is. It's the fact that what ChatGPT can do, and lots of other AI technology out there, is provide a human-like interaction with people in so many scenarios. But in gaming, for me, that was like a eureka moment, that penny drop moment, where it was like, okay, now you can have kids, you can have adults, you can have people with mental health problems, people that are socially awkward, that can experience that same amazing gaming experience that I felt when I was younger playing Resident Evil and these other games, where you're taken to a different world and transported that, but without having to deal with people swearing and shouting and being horrible to you. Because the way that you program that AI means that the AI will never be mean to you, or never be horrible to you, but it will still interact with you almost like it's a friend of yours, and it can be helpful for you. You know, if we think about Siri, Alexa, Google Home, and ChatGPT, harnessing the power of all of these things in a gaming environment. Now, I would have loved it if when I was a kid, when my mum and dad was saying, right, you need to get off the computer now, it's time to do your homework, I could say, oh no, the character in the game is going to help me with my homework. You know, kids would just be amazed by that, and that's something that we're bringing. And I think that that's a game changer. But also, you know, the NFT Metaverse Launchpad is huge from my respect. You know, we looked at the marketplace, we could see there was a clear gap. There are so many NFT projects out there, some of which are fantastic, but the vast majority have more art-based options, and the utility that they offer in a lot of these projects, in my opinion, is very limited. And what I believe we can do with Project Lambo is actually provide an environment, a gaming environment with multiple games, hangout spots, social interaction, where existing NFT communities can actually bring their mascots, their characters to life. And have a place to be able to really utilize that. And I think that that's another massive selling point. The NFT sharing is another massive selling point. I think a lot of investors that are out there can identify opportunities with projects, but think, I haven't got time to be doing what's required to be able to gain the full level of rewards so that they get a great return on their investment.
Makes sense.
And in a gaming environment, you know, if you're a big time investor or a medium-sized investor, it doesn't really matter the size. It's, have you got the time to spend 8-10 hours a day playing video games? And then on the flip side, you've got the same for the gamer. The gamer has got plenty of time, loves playing games, and can sit there and grind away on the games for hours and hours on end. But they haven't necessarily got the kind of money to invest into something that's a bit more expensive, that has more scarcity. So bringing the two of those together and utilising their resources, I think, is the way forward, because now investors can invest into something, use a smart contract, loan it to the gamer can be leveling it up, playing it, and then at the end of the loan period they can split the rewards, both people win. I'm all about everybody's got to win. That's really important in the way that I feel we've built Project Lambo.
For sure. I wanted to actually emphasize on the fact that obviously there's the charitable element as well,
of course
there's a lot. In short, what I'd like to say is Project Lambo has a lot to offer. That's what differentiates it. It's not just one thing. You've obviously got the fact that there's the gaming in the Web 2, and then there's the Web 3. Everything is optional and it facilitates everyone basically. But the main thing, obviously, with this sort of stuff, please just check out the website and you can get further understanding of everything. But what I wanted to elaborate on, obviously working close with yourself now for some years now, is I personally think the thing that differentiates Project Lambo is yourself, the founder. And there's a reason behind this. We've been in the Web3 space. You've been in a much longer period than I have. But projects are built and they go very, very fast. The same amount of time they build, they go. And I'm not going to say any names or anything like this, but I'm just saying the way I see the Web3 space is the fact that the way that people see, for example, crypto as an outsider, amazing gains, 1000% gains. You don't get gains like this anywhere else. And I feel like the same way is seen where you're building a project. It's like, what gains can I get from this? But for me, Project Lambo is something that's actually close to your heart. And I've seen this from you, how you passionately speak about the gaming side, but also what you're developing within the whole Project Lambo ecosystem. Now this, for me, is why Project Lambo is way more than just a business, and why it's a whole, I'll hold your hand and take you through this journey of the whole Web 2 to Web 3 transition. And also, you are, the main thing that I wanted to elaborate is you are a gamer inside and out, and obviously your children resemble that in the gaming side. So when that's said, it's like, you know what a gamer wants, what they actually strive for within gaming and outside of gaming. And I'm seeing more of that come through in Project Lambo. If you want to add on that, that would be amazing.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think for me personally, I want to make a difference.
Sure.
And I there are so many things out there that are revolutionising this and transforming that and all the rest of it. And that's all great, technology advancing.
Yeah.
But you're right with what you're saying. So many projects have fantastic ideas, but don't often deliver upon those ideas.
Correct.
And that's part of the reason why I'm proud to say that I feel like with this project we have kind of reverse engineered it.
Yeah.
And that's really made us stand out to the people that we've been speaking to.
Sure.
You know, we've got a playable MVP for people to see. They can see the quality of the graphics, they can see the quality of the gameplay. But yeah, education and charity are close to my heart. You know, it's taken me a long time to realise it, but I'm somebody that helps people. It's what I'm about.
Sure.
You know, it's, if I can, I will help people.
Yeah.
I go out of my way to.
Sorry to interrupt you. And what was your goal with Recoach Crypto
to help 1 million people understand cryptocurrency?
Exactly.
And this is, in my opinion, going to be the perfect way to be able to make that a reality.
100%.
So yeah, look, we're trying to protect the natural resources of planet Earth. Animal welfare, you know, that's massive to me. I've got two dogs, 9 cats, 3 kids, a wife. It's like I'm running my own personal zoo as it is. But I care about these things. I've watched some documentaries and I've seen some people do some really bad things, and it's like, what can you do to help? And the more people that know about it and aware of it, the more they can help too.
For sure.
And make a difference. So that's what's important to me. And on the education side, what I've realised again with the Web3 space is you can't force this on people, and it takes time. You know, it's something where you need to leave information for people to consume when they're ready.
Definitely, yeah.
And I've seen a lot of projects that, you know, you must buy our NFT to play our game.
Exactly.
And that's up to them, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you've got to realise as well, if you're trying to get a lot of people from an area that they're used to and they don't know about this technology and how it works, to put a barrier to entry, you've kind of closed the door on all of those people, and you still have to educate them to get them through that door. So that's why it was so important for us to make it a free-to-play game.
For sure. No, I appreciate everything you said. I think what you started with saying, of course, if you haven't watched it, make sure you watch Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Because it really does show you how it will slowly step into that. And obviously we've got Apple releasing their headset now.
Yeah.
We're slowly progressing into that.
Without question. And you know, I've been talking about the metaverse for quite some time. You know, if you go and check out my YouTube, you'll see I've been talking about this for a long time. And I can see where the world's going. And look, you've got to remember, people are poking at it and saying, oh, you know, as if people are going to walk around with these big headsets on their faces. And I understand that, but what were phones like?
Exactly.
Phones were in briefcases.
Yeah.
They had batteries about this thick, big pull-up antennas, and you carried it around with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at what our phones are capable of.
Yeah.
And it's no different. I see Meta with what they're doing with Ray-Ban glasses, cameras built in, the Oculus Quest, Apple with their recent headset, and this will only get better.
Yeah.
It will. And what people have to realise is the immersion of what augmented reality, virtual reality provides. This is the future of the way that we're going to socialise, interact, do shopping, be educated in a safer environment. And yeah, there's going to be pros and cons that come with that, just like there have been with mobile phones.
Yeah.
But you can't stop technology. This is the future. And I'm very excited to be able to be a part of helping transform where gaming is going to, by providing a way for gamers to be able to actually get something back.
Yes.
You know, I've massively experienced that, the amount of money I've spent on video games and in-game assets and skins and maps and all the rest of it, and still paying for it with my kids currently. But I'm waiting for that moment where kids turn around to adults and say, "Hey mom," or "Hey dad, can you go and set up a MetaMask wallet, please? Because I've got $150 in rewards here that I can claim."
Yeah.
You know, that will shock parents.
Yeah.
But it's there right now to be able to do.
Yeah.
The problem is no one's been able to nail how to onboard those people. And I think it's going to take time. You need to leave doors open, and you need to focus on the existing Web 2 world and leave that bridge there for them to walk over and pick up breadcrumbs when they're ready.
For sure. I think, in short, where the explanation is going with this, and obviously the topic of this video, I can see that we can go on for hours and maybe days explaining Project Lambo, because it's a lot more than just a game. Because I will like to just touch up and end on the fact that Project Lambo is way more than just a game, for the fact that what you are emphasizing on is the community that you're building. Now, I think what the best way of starting that off would be, for me, is by the team that you've built. Obviously, the way you've structured the team is you've got the best people in their field, because you're trying to make a community where I can see where you're trying to educate kids. For example, I know the age sort of demographic is 13 to 35 is sort of the average.
That's the rough kind of target audience.
So it's more making them understand, not only through gaming, but there's the journey to life essentially. It's also helping kids with their self-esteem, mental health, etc. So before we end this, I just want you to elaborate on that, because I think this is the part where people that are also not gamers would also be encouraged to come into this as gamers.
Okay. So, I mean, some of the charities that we're speaking to, and we've actually got involved in the project now, they're helping kids with empowerment, leadership, education, financial literacy, understanding the new technologies in the world, because for the next 20, 30 years, that's where the majority of money is going to be. So we want our kids to be doing well. We want them to understand how the world works. I feel like the current education system is old hat. It's broken. I appreciate what the good is in it, but it's missing so much. And I feel like gaming has got such vast numbers that if you can leave education there for them to consume as and when they're ready, and incentivize them, reward them for consuming that education, and that's where we're doing it with in-game tokens that they can level up their characters with. They'll come and consume that information. Now, whether they're taking it in subliminally or they've got a direct interest in it, that to me is another smart way to be able to make sure that kids and adults have got access to what I feel is the right kind of information and education that is needed. From the team perspective, to come back to that, I only want the best. You know, it's, for me personally, if you're going to build something great, you need great people. They need to be aligned with what you're doing. They need to be good people. And I feel like the team that we've got is exactly that. You know, every area that you look at, whether it's in the financial aspect with Nicole and Sandy, whether it's on the operations side with yourself, you've been fantastic throughout. Whether we're talking on the technical side with Abdullah, or on the game development side with Sunny, the art with Jake, he has been phenomenal. Like everywhere that you look, and the reason the results are so great is because they care, they're passionate, and they're good at what they do too. I've experienced too many people where you speak to them and they're in it because they think they're getting paid, and they don't put in the same level of effort, and they don't care. And especially in this Web3 world, it's difficult to get people on board that you can trust, that are passionate about things. But I feel like the team we've got is, it's just stellar. It's unbelievable.
So I appreciate everything that you've answered today. Let's just finish with the last thing. Where do you see Project Lambo heading this year?
This year, let's see, the textbook thing to say would be to the moon, wouldn't it? But where I see it going is, I think that it's going to grow exponentially in popularity, I think that we're going to have a number of well-known communities that partner with us and will be excited about what we can offer to them.
Sure.
But most importantly, I think that the user base and the gamers are going to really enjoy what we've got in store for them, because the storyline is epic and the experience that they're going to have is amazing. And that's the number one priority here. If you don't get the game right, the rest of it's going to be even more difficult because you won't have the users. But we know that we're building something amazing that as gamers, we think it's going to turn some heads. So I'm just excited to see where things go, and looking forward to how the next sort of 12 months pans out.
100%. Well, Funsho, thank you.
No
and
problem.
guys, stay tuned.
Thank
There's
you.
going to be a lot more videos like this coming through. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care.